But yeah, it's been a crazy fun vacation. First I had to run all the way from my place to a train station. But before then, I had to go to the ER to take care of some tooth pain. And that was not fun. But I got there. It only took 2-3 hours. And then they got me medicine. So I biked all the way to Walgreens and stuff. That was like a good 6-7 miles. And I made it just in the nick of time before their pharmacy closed because no one wanted to help me with the ride. Parents are just like, oh, it's too late. We can't help you out. I'm like, cool. But, but yeah. It's just been so hectic. Like literally having to bike all the way back with my medicine. And I had to even get like some luggage from a thrift store that threw it away. It was just like, well, at least I got some luggage to hold all these clothes. But yeah, I was literally carrying, oh no, my soda. But I was carrying all these bags when I first had to go to the train station. And it's literally 100 pounds. This one is about 38. This one's, I think, 40. And this one is 32. So yeah, it was definitely one of those trips. I definitely was rage shifting to force myself to run 7 miles nonstop with this stuff. I literally had 40-50 minutes to run. I think it was like 7 or 8 miles. But yeah, I was just screaming my lungs out, saying like, "Effing push it, mash!" Probably woke up the whole neighborhood in my Ohio neighborhood. But I was proud of myself making it. I wish I didn't forget my phone because I would have had a lot more video content. Like me building up like a bridge, having almost like the pieces of concrete where you could redirect the water so I could place down something to lay down on. It was pretty crazy. Sleeping out in the cold, just having to deal with like nature in itself. But aside from the point, I have to admit it, I enjoyed placing down all those rocks to redirect the stream of water within the river. Because really, the first time I was doing like concrete work, I was having a person scream at me who sounds crazy, but he was a gay bashing homophobe who was gay and literally would ridicule me and stuff, and then talk about stories about like, oh, I knew this terrible drugged out person. He reminds me of you. And I'm like, geez. But yeah, aside from all that crazy stuff, literally, I don't know what's up with Illinois, but no one will talk to you about even using a phone when you really need to use a phone to call to get your phone, because I couldn't get my phone for the longest. Even though I called in the place, they said they had it. Then I come here, they were closed when I got on the train. But then I came here in the morning after I had to walk all the way to the Greyhound station just for my ticket to get stolen because somebody wanted my raccoon hat. And I was just like, no, I want my raccoon hat. Every time I go to a garage sale, there's this old lady who's just like, oh, are you going to get that for a kid? I'm like, no, I'm going to wear that. I want to wear that hat. And they're like, no, I don't want to sell it. This should go to a kid. My kid used to wear this hat. I'm like, so? I feel like you've been reading too much Old Yeller. Oh, sorry for not saying everybody. Hello. I know you, but yeah. Aside from that, right now what I'm doing is waiting for the train to go back home. it's not going to be until 9. So I might do a couple quadrobic videos around here. I don't know. Half of me doesn't even care what people think at Union Station, because literally I had so much trouble just getting to use somebody's phone. It was ridiculous. So I don't even care if they're like, oh, you, I don't know, weirdo doing quadrobics. But yeah, I might do a little quadrobics video right here. I'm gonna have to take off my shoe to hold my phone. But I have to admit it, Union Station looks amazing. It's done in this like Greek Renaissance style architect. Like most everything is original aside from the sky roof here, because I guess it was a little cloudy, so they probably wanted a tax reduction, so they spent $1 million just to make the skylight clear. That's why, like, humanity, I have to admit it, is so wasteful. Like, to avoid taxes, you're just gonna replace something. Like, that's just ridiculous. Like, why don't you keep the original and just fix it up a little bit instead of wasting more garbage in our landfills? Like, it is so bad that we're literally running out of places for garbage. Enjoying the Cyclone Mountain Dew, though. Kind of tastes like Voltage. Good afternoon, Ruben from Herrera. I'm just enjoying my phone finally. I haven't had it for my whole vacation. And then my phone that I used originally to start off my channel, yeah, that broke because I was sleeping in my luggage. Like, I was using these as beds. It worked pretty good until I slept on it the third day and was starting to wreck them, but they still work. Oh, that's cool, you're from Brazil. That sounds a lot more funner than Illinois. Illinois, they'll just call the cops on you if they don't recognize you. They only have one sheriff there, too. And, like, the day somebody called the cops on me, and they had 2 calling for me. And then there's another event going on that they had, like, 10 or 9 of them. Wow. So that was me trying to go see my love, which is in the other part of my vacation story. My love is Ethereum. They are 19 and yeah, they're not respected by their family, but aside from the point, we've known each other for about a year. Yeah, a year. On my 1 year anniversary, the sister sends me to a homeless shelter. And then pretty much deactivates the phone and like literally moves him out where she is. So yeah, that was very upsetting. She said she was gonna buy me a ticket back. Never did. And I got on the train, and when I got on the train, they were going like, tickets, and I was just like, can you look up my name? And they looked it up, and they're just like, yeah, you don't have any ticket here. You're gonna have to get off at Champaign. I'm like, what? That's like 2 hours away from Matthews. He's just like, oh well, you didn't have a ticket. Come on, get off. And I'm like, geez, let me just breathe for a second, because now I'm stranded somewhere. I had to get help from one of my other friends because I was that, like, in dire need. And then nobody would let me use their phone. I had to literally walk to a soup kitchen and then have the homeless people there, like, see the trains going by and be like, oh, is that your train? I'm like, no, that's a sewage train for chemicals. If I jumped in that, I'd either get or die. Like, ugh. Messi Rolando. Oh, you're a psychologist? That's cool. I could probably be a psychologist. I've had therapists actually open up to me when I talk about my trauma and I solve my own problem, and then they're just like, oh, okay, do you need medicine? No, I don't want to sedate myself or make myself different with what I am. I'm just going to take care of my health and try and stay emotionally positive. Well, 7:45 there, military time. It's 15:37 military time here. This is Eastern, Eastern time. I think that's what it's called, Eastern time. But yeah, I've had definitely a crazy adventure. Oh, I kind of wish I was able to take pictures of the bridge and all what I did, but I kind of might have gotten in trouble if stuff happened. That's all I'm going to say. I was living like a true, wildlife there, and out in the wild elements, just eating walnuts. Because I had over 15 bags of walnuts that I saved just to do pure protein training, working out with my love. But yeah, there's just so much stuff that happened that I didn't get to do that, and it was kind of depressing, but oh well. I'm just glad I didn't get sent to jail. In the end, jail would have been the worst, because to get out of that one, you're stuck. They just watch you. Because they're that much of a ghost town. The psychology of stigma fruit. Yeah, it probably would have. I don't know. I have definitely can keep myself safe within jail because I know how to talk to people and everything and stand my ground. But yeah, I probably would die because when I fight, I go all out, and I usually have to be told to stop. Or else I just keep going and going and going. Not all the time, but sometimes. But yeah, aside from that, yeah, I also biked all the way back from Mattoons to Windsor to go see them. And yeah, that's when the cops were called on me. And I even did it on a flat tire. Well, I walked 6 miles on the flat tire, but then I had to walk another 6 miles back until somebody actually did help me out. And I was really thankful for that somebody helped me out getting back to the Haven. So, that was one good thing. But aside from that, yeah, it's just been craziness. But yeah, I'll start reading some questions and answering some questions if you got some questions. Yeah, full X mode. Living off the wild. In a shed and in the bridge. It was definitely a fun journey. It was so peaceful though. Just sleeping underneath there and seeing the water, being able to see the minnows and fish, and I even was grabbing some crayfish, keep the atom. It keeps the atom. It keeps